So hello guys, and welcome back to another video. It is time to make part 2 of the nuclear pasta factory in the Factory Simulator Nuclear Summer event. First, head back to where we left off. Once you're here, place 2 ramp-up conveyors, one right after the coolant cells, and one that is 2 studs to the right from the promethium cells like this. Then add 4 short conveyors, 2 leading into the ramp, and 2 turned towards the right on top of the ramp. Finish by adding 1 more ramp conveyor like this. Now, place 3 ramp conveyors in a straight line using drag placement in front of the short conveyor we had placed at the end of part 1. Then place 3 straight conveyors like this, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top. It should look like this. Place 1 short and 1 straight conveyor, 1 stud below the top of the ramp conveyors from the uraninite. Then place 2 straight conveyors turned to the left side of the factory like this. Now you will have to place a medium block as a reference since we need to place a stack container. It has to be 1 block down. Ignore this mistake of mine. I have goofed up. There is 1 less ramp conveyor for the uraninite cells. The conveyors are 1 stud below the second ramp, like this. Now place the stack container to the left of the last straight conveyor and 1 stud below. And don't be a goof like me. Now place a straight conveyor ahead of the coolant cells ramp. Then place 2 short conveyors. I placed the stack at the wrong height. Place a medium block and straight conveyor like this. Then place the stack below the straight conveyor. Now the stack is at the right height, 1 stud below the uraninite cell conveyor. Place 2 short conveyors behind the straight conveyor that is above the stack container. Now place 3 straight conveyors ahead of the 2 short ones. And place 1 more straight conveyor. Now place a chute ahead of the stack container, followed by limit containers on either side. Now we have to place 2 advanced nuclear reactors, for which we will use medium blocks as guides again. Place 1 on top with the right side input aligned with the limit container, and then place 1 right below after removing the guides. Rotate and place on the opposite side too. Place short conveyors facing into each other similar to how we did in the first part. Then place 2 more limit containers followed by a chute on top of the short conveyors. Now do the same thing for the other input. This is where coolant cells will drop. Now place a cooler 1 stud above the chute and facing into it like this. And place 1 more chute above the one that's already there. Now place 2 ramp conveyors back to back, 1 stud ahead the chute at the bottom. Followed by 2 short conveyors in the opposite direction. This will loop coolant cells back into the system. Place a straight conveyor feeding into the ramp, followed by a short conveyor. Place 2 limit containers 1 stud ahead of the output of the nuclear reactors on this side, just like this. and a limit container right before the straight conveyor feeds into the ramp. Now place 2 ramps to create a ladder like we did in the first part, followed by 1 short and 1 straight conveyor in the opposite direction. This will borrow a hot coolant cell from the loop before it gets cooled to make scorched promethium. Now place 1 straight conveyor ahead of the limit containers, and 2 short and 1 straight conveyor 1 stud to the right of the output from the nuclear reactors. And place a ramp right after it. Now place a chute ahead of the top nuclear reactor. I had forgotten the second short conveyor. Make sure not to forget. Go to the other side of the right-hand side nuclear reactor and place 2 short conveyors right behind it, followed by a ramp conveyor. Now place 2 straight conveyors turned to the right on the output of the top nuclear reactor, followed by a straight conveyor. Do the same thing for the bottom one. Now place 2 advanced unpackagers, 1 stud to the left. Keep in mind there is a 1 stud gap between them, meaning you will be able to place a tile between them. They are on the same level as the nuclear reactors, basically. Next, place a ramp conveyor right on top of the straight conveyor we had placed below, right ahead of the first ramp conveyor. Followed by placing 2 straight and 2 short conveyors like this. This brings the hot coolant cells from the other side back here. Place 2 more short conveyors like this. Go to the other side and place straight conveyors. Connected the short conveyors we placed on the ground and the coolant output of the other 2 nuclear reactors, followed by a chute and short conveyor just for good measure. Grab another 2 unpackagers and place them similar to how we placed on the other side, right ahead of, and on the same level as the nuclear reactors. Connect the depleted uraninite outputs to the unpackagers with 1 straight and 2 short conveyors each. Then place 4 ramp conveyors like this, forming 2 ladders, 1 ladder for each unpackager's cell output. Then place some straight and short conveyors like this, connecting the ramp ladders back to the main cell assembly line. Now place straight conveyors leading into the second stack container we had placed in part 1, like this, and place 2 short conveyors. Keep in mind the promethium is going to fall onto it, so just temporarily stop it. If this happened, clean up the mess by grabbing them and selling them. Now connect the cell output of these packagers to the conveyor we just placed, and add a few, just for good measure. This part is a little complicated, so just follow exactly as I do. Start by placing a straight conveyor followed by 2 short conveyors. Then place 2 more short conveyors, 1 stud to the right, followed by 1 straight conveyor. Then place 3 straight conveyors turned to the left. Now place 3 short conveyors like this. Now place a cooler next to the conveyors we just placed. My mistake. Shift the last 2 short conveyors 1 stud to the left. Then place 1 straight conveyor turned to the right in front of the cooler, 1 stud to the right too, followed by a short conveyor turned like this. Then place 3 ramp conveyors, like this, 1 normally, and the last 2 forming a ladder. Then place another ramp conveyor, this time for the top unpackager turned to the right. Then place 3 straight conveyors, 1 on the right-hand side ramp conveyor, and 2 on the left-hand side ramp conveyor. Keep in mind the straight conveyors on the left-hand side ramp are turned, like this. And depleted uraninite will fall onto the conveyor below, so temporarily disconnect it. The right side branch is 1 stud below the top of the ramp conveyor. Okay, leaving that aside, place 2 more straight conveyors like this, 1 on each side, till you are ahead of the conveyor below. Once you have gone past the conveyor below, you can reconnect it. Now head back to the hot coolant, where we placed a ramp and conveyors from the limit container, and place a chute 1 stud below the top of the conveyors, followed by 1 more limit container. Now place medium blocks as guides again, as it's time to align the left input from the heat exchanger to the limit container we just placed. Remove the blocks and place another heat exchanger right below. Make sure they are aligned. Now place short conveyors facing into each other again, similar to how we did in part 1. Place a chute on top and then a limit container. Then come to the other input and repeat limit container, chutes, and short conveyors. Sometimes drag placement places too many chutes. If it happens, delete the extra ones. Now place straight conveyors going into the chute and drag them back so that there are 4 of them. Correction, 3 straight and 1 short conveyor. Now place 2 more short conveyors, turned, and then drag straight conveyors back to the Prometheum cells, just being 1 straight conveyor less from the place where we left them. And now place a ramp conveyor to connect them again. Now we have scorched Prometheum and coolant cells. Place some straight conveyors like this. Place a few medium blocks now, as we have to place a stack container 1 stud ahead of the straight conveyor. Now place 2 advanced unpackagers turned to the right like this on the same level as the heat exchangers. And place 2 short conveyors for each to connect them. Now place 2 ramp conveyors on the top unpackager's cell output, creating another ladder. Then place a short conveyor 2 studs below the top of the second ramp conveyor, followed by 2 straight conveyors. Now go to the bottom one. Place 1 ramp and 2 short conveyors like this. Then place 1 more ramp conveyor, 1 stud below the short conveyors. Then place 1 short and 2 straight conveyors here too, 2 studs below the top of the second ramp conveyor. Maybe don't place them right now since the scorched Prometheum will fall in. Now place 4 straight conveyors like this. Actually, it's 2 straight and 4 short conveyors. Now place 2 advanced triple assemblers on the same level as the unpackagers. There will be a 1 stud gap between them. Now place 2 advanced packagers, with the side input being from the triple assemblers. Now connect the straight conveyors we had placed from the output of the unpackagers to the main input of the packagers, basically like this. And add short conveyors where needed. Do the same thing for the top part. Now place 2 advanced nuclear reactors right on top of each other and align them so that the output of the advanced packagers is the right side input for the reactors. Connect the coolant cells to the reactors via straight conveyors. Then place coolers right beside the conveyors. And connect the hot coolant output to the coolers via 2 straight and 4 short conveyors like this. Actually, never mind. Replace the conveyors by the coolers and place them leading into the reactors instead of away from them. Now place 2 straight conveyors leading into the chute from before and then connect the straight conveyors from the outputs to this conveyor. Place 2 more straight conveyors on the bottom branch, and then use ramp-up conveyors like this to deliver them up. The ramps are 1 stud to the left. Move these 1 stud to the left too. That's 1 side done. Now copy this over to the other side, except when there's something different, I'll explain it. All right. So once you have the second part completed like this, here are the things that are done differently. Firstly, over on the Promethium cells conveyor on the thorium side, add 1 straight and 3 short conveyors like this. Then use straight conveyors to connect them to where we had left the depleted uraninite on the right side. Place 2 straight and 2 short conveyors like this, 1 for each assembler. Keep in mind, this is on the thorium side. And connect them to where we left the depleted uraninite. Oh, and one thing to note is that, when connecting, place it 1 stud above so we can get depleted thorium there too, like this. Place 2 short conveyors where the other depleted uraninite belt will drop, 1 stud above the tiles like this. As mentioned earlier, place 1 straight and 1 short conveyor for the bottom assembler. Then connect to the short conveyor we placed down here. Remember, it's 1 stud above. Now for the thorium, place 1 short and 1 straight conveyor again, this time on the center input. Then drag straight conveyors back here. Place 3 more short conveyors and then do the same for the top assembler. Now place 2 straight conveyors, 1 for each unpackager. Now, neutronium ingots are being produced. Now, on the leftmost depleted uraninite unpackagers, place 5 ramp conveyors like this. Actually, there's 6. Place 3 straight conveyors on the left ramp conveyors like this. Never mind, place 1 straight conveyor, then place another one that is 1 stud below and 1 stud behind like this. Then place 3 more. Next, place 2 straight conveyors to the right after the 4th ramp conveyor like this. Place 2 straight conveyors on the left branch, turn to the right. Now drag 7 straight conveyors from the 2 short conveyors. Place 2 short conveyors right beside of the scorched Promethium conveyors like this. Then place 1 short and 1 straight conveyor leading into the bottom triple assembler. Drag straight conveyors from the right side branch to the short conveyors we just placed. Make sure to remember to place the 2 unpackagers on the left nuclear reactors for depleted thorium, by the way. I'll fast forward this since it's already covered when we were building the left side. I realized this while editing, but make sure these are on the same level. Now, come back to the triple assembler and place 2 straight conveyors on each one, followed by 2 short conveyors on each. Then drag straight conveyors from the short conveyors back to the depleted thorium unpackagers. Place short conveyors if needed. Don't forget to finish the coolant loop either. I'll fast forward this too since it's similar to the left side we already covered. Okay, once that's done, don't forget to connect the outputs to the ramp we just placed via straight conveyors. And add a chute for good measure. Good. Now we have 4 neutronium ingots. Now delete 3 rows of tiles since we will need it for now. With that out of the way, we can now finish part 2 by adding this one final thing. Find where we left the excess coolant cells after the limit containers from the reactors and looped into the cooler, and place 5 tiles below the spot since we need to build it elevated to make room for mines in part 3. Place 2 short conveyors right ahead of where the one on top will drop. Keep in mind it might not immediately drop due to the game's buggy code and may need you to rejoin, so build first and test later. Now delete the platforms and place them in such a way that the edge of the short conveyors is where the platform ends, like this. Make sure there are still 5 platforms to confirm the height, and the edges of the platforms and short conveyor align. Then place an advanced unpackager 1 stud below right after the short conveyors, followed by a ramp conveyor on the containment cell output so it sends the cells back. Then place a cell zone on the main output, then delete the platforms. Now go to the hot coolant cells on the thorium side and place 1 short conveyor like this. Then place 5 platforms again. Then place a straight conveyor like this and delete the platforms. Actually, no, it's 1 more straight conveyor before the short conveyor. Just follow what I do. Same problem here. It won't drop immediately due to a game bug, fixed by a rejoin, which we can worry about later. Now place a cooler right below. Like this, the entrance is 1 stud behind. Now place a straight conveyor followed by an advanced unpackager. Then place a straight conveyor turned left on the main output, followed by a cell zone. Now place 3 ramp conveyors on the edge like this, followed by a straight conveyor from the cell output of the unpackager, so we can loop these cells back into the system like we did on the left. Now place an extruder on the top right nuclear reactor. Don't be a goof like me and place rolling machines instead of extruders. Now place 2 straight conveyors like this. Actually, it's a ramp conveyor on the bottom and a straight conveyor on the top. Now place extruders in front of the 2 conveyors. Now place a straight conveyor on the top extruder and a short conveyor on the bottom extruder. Now place a ramp conveyor 1 stud to the left and 1 stud ahead of the bottom nuclear reactor to the right. Then place a straight conveyor on the top of the ramp like this, followed by 2 short conveyors. Then add 1 more extruder, not rolling machine. Ignore me being a goof like this. Then add 2 short conveyors turned like this, followed by 4 more short conveyors, 2 for each reactor. Finally, add 1 more short conveyor for the bottom right reactor like this. Don't forget to connect the hot coolant back here from the neutronium-producing reactor. Now delete the rest of the tiles. I forgot to place this back in part 1. Again, don't be a goof like me. And as mentioned earlier, This short conveyor has to be level with the other. If your hot coolant cells are stuck by the way and aren't dropping on the conveyors and other structures we placed below, do a quick rejoin. Oh, and don't forget to place a chute here. Also, quick correction here. It's one short and one straight conveyors before it turns, not one straight conveyor only. And it is here that I realize that I am a big goofball. As mentioned earlier, these have to be extruders, not rolling machines. Finally, once you're done building this whole conundrum, it should look like this. That's all for part 2. See you guys in the next one.